Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
The two.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Daryl Crosby. This is your second co-host,
Jeremy.
Mr. On business today. He's standing on business, man. But hope you all had a good week. Give you a recap of what's going on with us. So, give the floor to you. How are you? What's going on? You look concerned right now.
No, the week was good. Another busy week, so same as last week. Haven't really done any of the October goals, bro, to be honest with you. Haven't found time
we talked about?
Yeah, haven't really found time to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Overworking a little bit more than been doing almost about 10 hours a day. And haven't even been gaming as much as usual.
Really?
Just been passing out. Sleeping. Won't wake up to go to the gym. we got to get some things working. I've been eating a little better. Cutting down a little less on the fast food and a little more making stuff at home.
What
Just
you
a
made?
little
What
bit.
you made?
Pasta.
Not saying that that's bad. I mean,
peanut butter and jelly. My favorite. Like he's getting no micronutrients at all. But like, I'm eating and still hungry.
You talking about some sweet potato? What the fuck? But no, that's no, one step at a time, though, bro. So congrats on that.
How about you?
But
yeah, steak and baked potatoes.
That's what I thought he was going for. But yeah, my week was good. Definitely hitting some of the goals. I went to the gym last week and this week, and very, very exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, because it's all new again. So I feel how, remember when you first started, or when I first started with Lee?
Like, why am I doing this?
Literally, though. And it's just me by myself. I'll see him there sometime, and he'll just do something stupid. Just come up. I mean, get off of me. But so that's been hard trying to do that first thing in the morning, because right now my biggest thing that I'm like trying to not do and trying to wait until I get a gig. That's also another thing. I just been in the process of getting a bunch of interviews, trying to find a gig. So it's been going. I have an interview Thursday. Hopefully, if that still goes well, or whatever. But the hardest thing has been trying to create a routine, but I'm like, I don't want to create something, then it's just gonna get shattered as soon as I get into
a whole different lifestyle.
So I'm still trying to just like whatever time I wake up, I'm just like I need to read, go to work out, and then eBay, and then my sales stuff. But it's like 10 o'clock, get at the gym, like bro, like sometimes I get home from the gym, I'm just done, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, it's just the start of the day. I can't do this, bro.
I was gonna ask a question. Do you find it harder to wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to the gym, or do you find it harder to get into the work routine when your body's sore the next day and the day after constantly going to the gym?
Both, because it's all new.
He hates waking up and then he gets home from the gym talking about, I'm done.
And like, bro, I'm tired, and I'm just like, I still got so much to do.
How do you snap out of it?
I just do it. That's it.
So you're just like, it's just like, okay, I have to do it, so we might as well.
It's not efficient. Like, I'll say that for sure. It's not like it's just a. All right. Well, all right. You know what? Let me take a little 10 real quick. Then it's get up, do a little something, then stop again. So it's slower than what I'm used to, because I would say the biggest difference is when I was doing the course and trying to pass, bro. I was like
consistent, because you had to be. I got to be in the call at 2:00. I got to be doing this at 3:00.
Yeah.
So it's now almost like a forced routine.
Yeah, and now it's open. I can still do that, but like.
Because it's always harder to do it for yourself.
Yes.
Always harder to do it.
Not gonna lie, I took it a little, light, right? Mm-hmm. I stepped back. I mean, I'm still learning stuff, and I still do role plays here and there, but it wasn't at that level that I was. So now I think this week I want to try to get it back to that level. But again, the hard thing is my goal is to get up, read for at least 30 minutes, and then go out. Get the mind going a little bit. But I don't know. It's just if I wake up at like 6, I feel like I'll be fine. But me waking up at like 8 and then going to the gym at like 9 or 10.
And then you're home and it's like lunchtime, and then
I need a burger or something.
Do you think that after you do get a gig, is one of the main goals going to be, okay, now I know fully exactly what my 7 days a week are, what all of my hours is, and really try and build that consistent schedule after you get the gig?
It's not going to, that's the thing about this as well. I don't think it's going to be something that's consistent. It's just going to be something I need to consistently have what habits I want and then place them in times, because I have a call at like 10 this day or 9. You know what I mean? The times of those calls. But it
won't just be like you're on a call and you're like, hey, we need you to hop on now.
No. Okay. So
you'll have a workable
schedule. A semi like structure.
Workable schedule.
That that's going to give me a lot more clarity on things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because then if I could just play stuff in and do it, like I'm cool with that. As long as I have something that's like a guideline, you know. So I think that's been my biggest thing. But other than that, I haven't eaten any sweets. That's been one of my things.
Was that a week challenge, or were you doing that for the month?
I'm trying to do it for the month.
We're halfway through? Halfway on the dot?
The other day we went to my girl's family house and came out with all types of chocolate. Oh, and yesterday, bro, went to like a little party for our complex and donut galore, bro. So they asked, everyone's like, okay, what are snacks and stuff I eat? Go right behind there in that door, you see it, bro. I'm like, Jesus. But it hasn't actually been like super hard or anything, so that's been good. But
it's just that first couple days. Yeah. Just like with the alcohol, just like with working out, anything.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this week, working out is going to be a lot better. Cause I guess a thing that's like really getting me is I'm getting on a treadmill every day and I'm doing it to where it's like a hill.
Yeah, incline.
Bro, right up in here is just, and I don't know. I'm asking myself like, why does it hurt? I'm not doing anything.
Because you don't do work like that. Yeah. It's just like when you walk into the complex and you're going up the stairs and then you're good on walking like that.
So, other than that, it's been good. We're kind of headed in a direction. We had a couple things we wanted to talk about today. I think us talking about our week kind of leads into the topic we want to talk to is about staying true to yourself, right? And really just going down to the effect that has on you. So let's just say, for instance, I said that I wanted to wake up every day and take a cold shower. And like I wrote that down on a board, whatever, right? It's very important to make sure that you're doing that, because me personally, I believe you can give your, thoughts on that as well. But I think it's a confidence booster, one, but then it's also just building up that relationship for you and yourself, as in, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Regardless of how big or small it is, I think it's very important to actually do it, because let's be honest, it's really easy not to do something.
Right.
Very easy. And I actually have a good point that I wanted to ask you about, but before I do that, I want to get your input on that.
Yeah, I really want to just figure out why, like, it's got to be something psychologically or whatever, and I know there's an answer out there that I want to look up, but, like, why is it so easy to do something that you say for somebody else? I know it has to do with, you don't want to let that person down, you want to be a man of your word and all that stuff, but then when it's for yourself, it's never on that same level, and that's just me personally. I know, once you get past that, you treat yourself as if you would, hey, I'm going to be here at 8 o'clock for you so we can do this. It's almost like you kind of put yourself physically and then yourself mentally as two different people. So you're kind of like, okay, for Jeremy tomorrow at 8 a.m., I'm going to the gym for Jeremy. And kind of making that psychological difference right there. And I don't know if that's maybe step one of maybe for me to be able to stay true to what I'm trying to do. Because like you said, I'll wake up and be like, oh man, today's going to be a lot busier than I thought it was going to be. We're going to try again tomorrow. And then here we are 15 days into October after we just gave our goals 2 weeks ago. But you're like, hey man, I really need you here at 6 p.m. We got something we got to work on. I'm there at 5:30.
I'm ready. That's a solid point. I wanted to get, because I actually thought about this while I was, I think I was in the shower, right? Because usually every month, chill. But I just had a thought, because, every month what I'll do is I'll write my goals on a little whiteboard.
In the shower?
No, in my room. But I would write down what I want to do, and then like obviously cross it off when I do it. But I was thinking of something. I was like, wow, what if I reverse that? And let's just say I put down everything I don't want to do on a list, right? And all I have to do is not fucking do any of that shit. But I have it up there every day so I can see it and I go look at it.
Like what? Like don't eat sweets?
Let's just say something like that. And it says I put it on there as eat sweets every day.
Okay, so the opposite.
It's like an opposite. So I'm like, I see it up there, but then like I said, the easiest thing to do is not to do something. So I feel like I don't know how it would work out, but I just feel like then it would be easier for me to be like, yep, not doing that today. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm telling myself to do it, but I'm like, nah, because you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of like that. What if you did it like a T graph, a do and don't? Mm-hmm. So the goal would be cross out everything on the do side, don't cross out anything on the don't side. So you could still see the positive stuff too. Because if you put the don't stuff, then that's kind of just all the not negative, but all of the bad stuff that you're not trying to do. But then you don't have the positive stuff written down that you're trying to do. So you got to just kind of try and remember that stuff. Maybe I might try that, the do's and don'ts. Yeah, and then the goal would be, by the time I go to sleep, I want nothing crossed out on this side, and I want everything crossed out on this side.
In that way, even if you, let's say you do it,
and you cross it out, then you're like, oh, I need to work on that.
And you can physically see that, okay, I suck this day. Or, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
That's wild.
But I did bad this day, right? Or just looking at the end of the month and being like, wow, look how many times I told myself I wasn't going to do this. Look how many times I actually did it.
Yeah.
I think that would put, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's like the key or anything, but I'm just saying it's something that I was thinking about. And
I never heard of writing down stuff you don't.
Yeah, me neither.
Aren't trying to do.
Because I looked at my goals list and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff on here that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy not to. So I'm like, if we reverse that and put stuff that, you know, you don't want to do, but tell yourself on there that you are going to do it, and you just don't do it, then you still accomplish.
And then maybe like if it was monthly goals and you just put a tally mark next to it when you do it, so then you're like, okay, at the end of 30 days, now you could kind of go back and see how many times did I fail myself in this one aspect.
Yes.
How many times did I eat sweets this month when I told myself I didn't want to do it at all? Did you do none? Was it once? And then why? And then you could go down and break into
everything down.
Why did I do it? Well, everybody else was doing it. Okay, that's something internally that I need to figure out for myself.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. And I think that's where a lot of the temptation came from, because like, bro, I can see candy and stuff and donuts and be like, all right, yeah. But
that peer pressure.
Everybody else,
that peer pressure.
It's like, well, let me get
even if it's not direct, it's still like, we're at a party. How am I not going to drink?
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
I've never had issues with peer pressure. We talked about that on a couple episodes, but that's one thing that just never in my mind was like, people really just do stuff because other people are doing it.
It's facts, bro.
But I like that do don't. And then maybe tally, not necessarily tally the do's, have it off of like more like a checklist, but then the don'ts, like, okay, for 1 month, I don't want to eat sweets. I don't want to look at my phone right when I wake up for the first 30 minutes, and then you got a couple of those, and then you tally, and then maybe make a reason why at the end of the day. And then as you do your month review on yourself, like, okay, I looked at my phone because I needed to see if I had an email for this meeting. Okay, we'll let that one slide.
Right.
Oh, I looked at my phone because I really wanted to see the freshest TikTok. It's like, no, why? And then you can kind of break that down. That's like a little evulsion right there. Evulsion? Is it evolving? Evolved? Pokemon.
Why?
But it definitely helps stay true to yourself, back to the first point.
Yeah.
Doing the things you want to do, but also not doing the things you told yourself you don't want to do.
Because like seeing it every day, I never thought of like actually doing it, you know, like writing it down and seeing it every day.
So you got to try that and come back to the viewers.
Yeah, next month for sure, because this month's already gone. But actually, we were thinking about another point too, about how there's a lot of things that, you know, we want to do in life, but we have no idea on how to start or do them or anything. And yesterday, like I said earlier, we went to a party for our complex, and you know, we met a lot of different people. I mean, when we first got there, we were like, we ain't talking to nobody. We're just gonna eat this food and going home. But it's like, nah, let's try it out. Let's do something a little different. Let's go out. You know, so we sat by some people, and we met this older couple, and you know, we were talking to them. He would just talk to us about a bunch of different stuff, and then that's when I started asking questions, because I'm like, let's get into some good stuff.
There's a single girl there too, right? You love to talk about that.
But stupid. But fucking. So I started asking him just about like, okay, well, them about, you know, marriage. So, you know, I always ask couples what's their advice on like keeping a marriage together and stuff like that. And I feel like there's only really, when it comes down to it, it's only one real answer, and that's communication. And like they said that, and I was like, okay, they know what they're talking about, because I don't know, I feel like everything else is little stuff, and you obviously have to do that stuff, but the communication is like huge, whatever. but we started talking to them just about like parenting and just, you know, that whole life, right, or whatever, and just some things that they said was just like it really hit home, and I was just like, wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Like, and you know, when you parent, I don't know anything about parenting, so let me just state the obvious there. But you know, they were just saying when it comes down to like with kids, you got to be strict. Like, even though you don't want to, whatever, or sometimes you have to play good cop, bad cop, or whatever. Right? This person has to be good. This person has to be bad. And for me, whenever I hear something that sounds exciting, I already start to picture it. And I'm like, damn, that'd be pretty funny to be bad cop, good cop. Who you gonna be today? All right, I got it. Coming on down.
Fucking them kids' heads. Daddy, I thought you were the good guy.
So I was just thinking about that, and you know, if there's an area that you're afraid of, or you know, don't know what to do or how to start or anything, like find somebody, bro, that has been through it. Even if they probably don't even know everything that's like good or whatever, but it's still just good to get something.
Somebody's experience.
You know,
even if it doesn't fully like go to you, you could, like, they tell you 10 things, even if you only pick out one, you got more out of that conversation than you did without having it.
Correct. Yeah. So I just thought about that. That was a light point. I don't know if
you know, on that same topic, I'm curious if, because, you know, I'll watch business TikToks and YouTube and, you know, people that have done the business stuff, and then I'll kind of just, you know, not do anything after that. I'll just watch and be like, damn, that's a lot of good information that I have, but I'm not really applying it anywhere. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the difference would be if I actually, say, met one of those people in real life and had physical conversations rather than watching you just give that conversation on YouTube. You know, you can learn anything on YouTube, but if that was like your actual mentor in real life, I feel like you would take so much more action than just watching the YouTube videos.
I guess so. If you had like a connection.
Because like if I try getting, like, even with eBay stuff, like what if you really met somebody that's making $1 million a month that you could actually have one-on-one conversations with rather than watch YouTube videos of people that are making $1 million? You think you'd get more out of it being in person and kind of feeling that energy?
Yeah, just that energy alone, that would definitely put me in a different space for sure.
Because I kind of want that. I don't know what I want to get into, but I want to figure something out. And not real estate, because I already have people around me that are making too much fucking money in real estate. But just something else that's like, how do you do it? And then being able to actually like have that conversation with that person rather than just, you know, scroll through the comments and you see that question asked and then they answer it. You're like, oh, there's the answer, instead of having that like that human connection. Because the videos are one thing, but I don't know.
I was going to say,
talking to people is so much
with that structure of, you know, seeing it on YouTube or in person. Do you think that's something that's like that would shift some thinking for you, or like you think that's something that's like
I think it would, because I think not necessarily holding me back, but I think it's more of gives you more of that call to action, and it just escaped the term of being held accountable in a way. Because if I'm building a connection with somebody that's offering their knowledge to me and I'm not doing anything with that, at some point in my mind, I'd be like, well, if he sees that I'm not doing anything, he's wasting his time and he'll drop me because he ain't got time for that.
So would that go back to kind of to what we were saying, just like you can do stuff for, like you're kind of doing it for them since you know them, and like they're, you know, spending their time with you. So you're kind of in a way doing it for that person as well. But
you're reaping 100% of the benefits.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, and I think that's big too, because like I said, with as many YouTube videos that I've watched on business stuff, I should already be a millionaire. But I'm not, because I'm not applying anything. It's kind of just like watching a movie and then you go on to the next thing that you were supposed to be doing after. But if it was an actual like me and you getting together and doing the podcast every week, if I had that set 1 hour with somebody that's doing something that I'm trying to do, but they're already at the top of the top, I feel like that's a million times different. Even if they're not trying to hold me accountable, just getting that knowledge in person. And that kind of goes to the parenting thing. Like you could watch all types of videos on parenting.
For sure.
But you'll learn more from the parents that live next to you in the next apartment complex and your own parents than probably any YouTube video. And it's kind of weird in my head that we just brought that up and how it's just, I don't know, just the physical presence versus just watching somebody film a video. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of a tangent, but
I would definitely say it I could see a difference of just the energy of like being able to talk to them. So like my mentors for the sales stuff is all over Zoom, and like just having that, being able to be in a live call with them and talk to them, like I think that's way different than if they just did like videos and stuff like that.
Because it's like
for sure
happening at the same time and you're there, and you know that they're giving you the time and attention for you, not just, hey, okay, you got these 3 videos you got to watch this week. And I think that's why,
yeah.
flashback, when we first tried doing the real estate test. We signed up for the cheapest one possible, and it was nothing but videos and then quizzes after the videos.
Yeah.
But it was like 40 hours of that. And we made it through a couple hours, and we were like, yeah, I'm good on that. And then just last year, I did a different one, and it was via Zoom, and it was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I could ask questions. I'm getting something live right here, and then I pass on the first time. Mm. And, realtors only 50% pass on.
I knew that was coming. Knew that was coming. But, yeah, I was thinking about this actually too, right? And this is kind of different from what we were talking about, the other two topics, but just about families, right? And I don't know, this came to me one day as well. I was thinking about this because, my family, our structure is, we don't say I love you like often or like, every day or repeatedly or whatever. Like we don't. And like it's nothing wrong with that. Like to me it's fine or whatever. But then my personal experience, I'll get around people that are families that does say it all the time. And not that it's weird, but it is weird to me because it's like, this isn't what I usually do. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, I got to a point where I was like, wow, I started questioning my own like structure and was just like, why don't we say that all the time? You know what I mean? What stops us from saying that, whatever? But I had to catch myself because I'm like, there's different structures to families. Like there's some families that say I love you all the time, and there's other families that just show the action of love when it's like needed or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that and just kind of see where you were at with that. But it was very interesting to think about that and just see how you can get caught up in other people's structures and think that there's something wrong with yours when in reality it's just a different structure.
Yeah. Well, I think that, we'll take the family saying I love you for an example. Like just because, like say it's your significant other, right? Like your family doesn't really say it, but your significant other's family, like you're always hearing it all the time. And you might catch yourself kind of like how you did, but in my mind it's like, just because you're saying those words all the time doesn't make them any more or less
correct,
real or valuable.
Correct.
So that's why it's like actions speak louder than words, but actions can also be equivalent to the words that are being spoken.
Yeah.
So just because they're saying it all the time and my family's doing it all the time, same thing.
Same
it's just
thing,
not
literally
verbally being said.
Yeah.
And depending on how you're raised in the family stuff, it's because I've seen it too. Some families, that's like that's how you end conversations all the time.
What?
I love you too. Okay, goodbye. Or sometimes it's it's a hug. Hey, drive safe. And that's the equivalent of that. So I could definitely see getting caught up in that, especially if you might not have the most loving family, or if you came from a shittier situation or something, and then you have a close friend or a significant other or something, and you like see that and feel that love all the time. That I could see it being like, oh, why doesn't my mom do that? Why doesn't my dad do that? What's wrong with me? And going down that rabbit hole. But I mean, that's just like an emotional intelligence. At that point.
Yeah, you gotta catch that real quick.
Which emotional intelligence, we can go on a whole other tangent about that. That's one of my favorite things. But yeah, actions speak louder than words. But I think also it could be.
I think they're equal. I think when it comes down to it, saying I love you all the time is a good thing, and that's a habit that that family has gotten in place, and I think that's very good.
But the actions have to be there too, because I can't hit you with a baseball bat and then tell you I love you. I mean, think about it.
I mean, you can though at the same time accidentally. I could knock you.
Not accidentally. I'm talking about like just like say like I don't know, like abusive parenting or something like. Oh, I love you, but I'm gonna beat the shit out of you real quick.
That's not funny, but. That's funny how he said it. That's all.
Or you can never be told that you love you, but the actions, like that word could never be said. But at the drop of the hat, that person is there for you. You ever need something, they're showing that, but they're not saying it.
Do you think that has an effect on?
Sure, but only when you end up seeing the other side.
So
which you see in movies and stuff all the time.
So you think if you didn't see the other side, it would just be like normal? Or?
Yeah, because it is normal regardless. You're just not going to question it until you're seeing something that's not your normal.
Got you.
And then that's when the emotional intelligence level kicks in of, should this really be affecting me right now? Or is it just each and the same and different from somebody else.
Yeah, and that's just literally what it is. Very different. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, wow, I actually like kind of dealt with that at one point, and like had to catch myself. I was like, yo,
because that's weird for me. I can't imagine like losing sleep over why are their family telling them they love them, but my family's not telling me. Like, to me, that's, I don't know, that's like entry level emotional intelligence.
Yeah,
I'm already past that.
He just a fucking
robot. He loved that shit.
But that's really kind of it. He had another point, but it's kind of the same thing as that point.
Yeah, I pretty much used an example that included that last point.
I mean, you could say it if you want. I
I'm
mean,
good.
Talking about he good, but yeah. As far as that, so are you looking to like do some things different before the month's over, or are you cruising until
I don't know.
next
I'll
month,
be honest. I don't know. I really want to just hit the gym once. I might hit up Leaf. Hey Leaf, come on, man. Give me straight. Give me right. But come out to
Give me straight.
Come out to Orland though. Come out to Orland. I don't want to come out to Downers Grove anymore. That's too much driving for me. I'll pay you too, $20 a day.
Like that's decent. $20 a day.
Oh.
Okay, so we just on cruise control then, and we chilling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't gotta be shy. See what I'm saying?
Hey, cut it.
Talking about cut it.
No, and then I mean you're pretty much on cruise control, but in a more positive way.
I would say it's a positive way. It's just different. I would just say that. I just feel like you're not doing anything. You're still working, bro. It's not like you have to.
You just sitting there all day, laying in bed 20 hours a day, getting up to eat and right back to bed.
Like you said, you're eating a little bit better. One fucking day.
And pasta too. Motherfucker took 15 minutes to make that shit. Oh
That's
man.
wild. That's wild.
When's your next interview? Monday? Closest one?
Thursday.
Thursday, gotcha.
Thursday. Hopefully that.
So hopefully the next time we're shooting, you're gonna have a little job update.
Not a little, a big motherfucker. But every time I catch myself saying that, I got a little this, a little that. I'm like, nah, I can't keep saying that. Cause that shit, it's not little. I can't do that. But yeah, hopefully. So we shall see. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your time. Like, share, subscribe if you can, please. You know, we're not going anywhere. We're gonna be here every week. So
Till the end of time. Wow.
Old as
We'll be 83 talking about. You remember how to work that?
But you guys have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.